Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to our November webinar from the Global School Alliance. Just to say a warm welcome to everyone as we enter that waiting room, and a big thank you to our colleagues from 5 A Day Fitness. We'll be hearing about their really innovative and creative support for classroom physical activity in a very fun and engaging way. And it's a big welcome to Carly Borrow, who'll be talking about this fantastic programme, and she'll be supported by the founder of Active Kids. Could we say microphones off, please? Everyone on mute, please. Thank you. And we'll be hearing from Nathan Dodds, the founder of Active Kids UK. So just to give an overview of the work of the Global School Alliance. Thanks, Hannah. Just to stress, we work across the globe with amazing educators, all of whom are committed to sharing and celebrating best practice there. And we are looking forward to our 5th birthday next year, when we'll be bringing together educators from across the globe. And our vision is very much about that global network of learning excellence. We always say global educators are the most important people in the world, and we're very proud, very delighted to work with you all. And as we can see from the chat, a great range of countries joining us today. Thanks, Hannah. So for those of you who haven't joined, please do so. It's all free of charge to join the Alliance, to access the platform where you can join projects, write articles about the range of work you are doing, get involved with a whole range of partner groups as well, which really highlights and celebrates that whole school commitment to the work. So if you are looking for further information, we'd be delighted to support you with that as well, in terms of joining and accessing a whole range of great global resources. Thanks, Hannah. And do become an ambassador. We're very proud of our ambassador network, which is in over 80 countries, and is there very much to celebrate and get other schools involved. We always say you are the most important people in the world to encourage and enthuse other globally minded educators to get involved. So if you are interested, we put the link there, and we'd be delighted to have a call with you to get involved in that broad network. And again, it's great to see a few of you on the call today. Thanks, Hannah. And do get involved in our Global School Awards programme as well. This is very much a supportive pathway to ensure that global activity has that very central, has that very embedded place in the school. Again, all free of charge, very supportive, very intuitive, and it provides self-access as well, a self-audit at the beginning of the process. We encourage you to obviously both join the Global School Alliance, develop an action plan for whole school commitment to the work, which leads through to those face-to-face engagements, and ultimately those exchanges with your linked school overseas. So we hope this provides a very intuitive and supportive pathway for your own global school journey. Thank you, Hannah. So again, throughout your global school journey, we can support you getting that international partnership. So if you're looking to develop a schooling anywhere in the globe, we can help you with that. We can support you with embedding that. So we have lots of webinars, Teams calls, face-to-face opportunities as well to really embed that whole school approach to the activity. And also ultimately help you travel to visit that partner school. We've recently been on some great leadership delegations with UK teachers who have been visiting their linked schools overseas, which was really exciting as well, and really brought to life both languages and those are very authentic ways of connecting. Thank you, Hannah. And we'd also like to highlight some work that we're doing with the world's largest lesson and our friends at UNICEF. COP28, the Conference of Parties, climate change event is happening later this year in UAE. And we would be delighted to have schools involved in that. So there is a great competition, the Environmental Goals Challenge, that's open to any school anywhere, to basically do some research about the Sustainable Development Goals and design a poster to show governments why they should take action in a particular area. And the best posters will be actually taken to the COP28 event and presented to ministers globally. So a really good opportunity for schools, for all your young learners to get involved in some very relevant, some very timely teaching and learning around the importance of climate change issues. So bit of a quick turnaround there, the 30th of November, but further information is on the link there. Thank you, Hannah. So do get involved. Lots of ways that you can develop your own schoolwork, join our student councils. Again, a really good way of developing student voice there for primary and secondary schools. And again, we'd be delighted to support you all the way through with your own global school journey. Okay, cheers, Hannah. So do use the chat function. We noticed quite a few of you already doing that. The great presentation you'll be hearing from Carly is a good opportunity as well. If you've got particular questions, and do share widely. We've got hashtag GSA Conference, and do raise your hand if you've got any particular questions. Okay, thanks, Hannah. Okay, we have a poll here just to get some idea about the importance of physical activity and sports work in your own school. So how important is it in your school, physical activity and commitment to sports activity? Is it very important, somewhat important, or not important? So you do have around half a minute. Do tell us, those of you on the call, how important is physical activity in your school? And it's great that very important is showing up there. Somewhat important. Okay, that's great. Good to see that it is seen as obviously a very important aspect of school life. And certainly, again, it provides a really good way to develop partnership there. Okay, thanks, Hannah. Okay, now to our main event. We're delighted to introduce our colleagues from 5-A-Day Fitness. And hello, Carly Borrow. 5-A-Day Fitness is great support in classroom physical activity in a fun and engaging way. Carly's a PE teacher, sports coach, dance teacher, and fitness instructor, and is passionate about helping children create positive mindsets with lifelong active and healthy lifestyles, and has spoken around the world about her work. So you're very welcome, Carly, and it's over to you and to your colleague Nathan to tell us about the great 5-A-Day Fitness.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to say good afternoon because I'm very close to London in the UK and it's the afternoon here. But I know that it's a different time for various people. So wherever you are, good time of day. If we could go to the next slide, please. So I'm going to be talking about the benefits of, physical activity in general in schools, and specifically the benefits of in-classroom physical activity and brain breaks. Next slide, please, Hannah. Okay, so this is a quote from a guy called Dr. John Ratey, who wrote a book called Spark, who studied the effects of exercise on the brain. And it says, exercise is the single most powerful tool you have to optimize your brain function. Now, I think that's quite striking. It doesn't say revision, it doesn't say cramming, it doesn't say various lessons. It says exercise is the single most powerful tool you have. Now, as educators, we are all about the brains and getting our pupils, our students, our children to maximize their brain function and maximize their potential. And I feel, I'm a PE teacher, and I'm sure lots of you are on here because you saw the physical activity link and the theme for today and have come on. So hopefully everybody here thinks, oh, she's onto something. It's not just me, it's a lot of studies. But quite a lot of the time, physical activity is pushed back as not a subject or just something that we need to do in schools for our bodies. And actually, it has a huge effect on our brains. So if we can go to the next slide, please. So here in the UK, and I'm sure there are other initiatives in various other countries, the government recommends that children should take part in at least 60 minutes of physical activity a day. And 60 out of those 60 minutes, 30 minutes of them must be within school time. And that's not just physical education lessons, that's not just the PE lessons, that's saying that our whole school day has to have activity in it. And that is to build healthy relationships with exercise going forwards for their physical health, through their mental health, various different benefits that we get. But I think generally outside of education and in society, we all know the physical benefits of physical activity. And like I said, I'm not just talking sport, I'm not just talking PE lessons, I'm talking general activity. But there is also a profound effect it has on the brain. Next slide, please. So why, I want to know, are our schools in general letting our kids down? I'm not talking about individuals, but generally the education system, especially I feel in the UK and some other countries that I've visited, are letting children down on physical activity. They need to cram for English, maths and science. We've missed out on those subjects, which I know are important subjects. But what do? We take them out of physical education. What do we do when they need a little help, extra help in reading? They go off with the tutor during the PE lesson. Is generally what happens here. And it's not the way to do it. I know those subjects are important, but research tells us that our children here in the UK, less than half of them are doing enough physical activity, and less than a third of them do 30 minutes a day. And everybody should be doing that in schools. So I feel like when it comes to physical activity and education, we are letting our children down. If we can go to the next one, please. So as I said before, there's lots of physical benefits that we all know about to physical activity, but the Youth Sport Trust in the UK did a huge study, as did various other organisations around the world, to link academic attainment and physical activity. The more active our children and our students are, the higher their levels of academic attainment are going to be. If you really want to get into it, the quote I put at the beginning, Dr. John Ratey, he writes a brilliant book called Spark. It is a wonderful read. Physically active children, they're better able to concentrate. It's not just attainment, it's everything. They're better able to concentrate, which can enhance learning. Yes, it supports their health and well-being, but that supports their ability to learn as well. And physical activity can enhance the cognitive health that helps children support learning. So it's not just the physical benefits. This is huge, and we're not harnessing it as well as we could do overall in the education system. Next slide, please. So that was the Youth Trust on the last page. This is a quote from me: "An active classroom is a happy classroom," because that's what I totally believe. And this is from taking physical activity and education to school, a study that was done in the US. So where I'm going to talk about physical activity in the classroom and brain breaks. Now, the evidence suggests that if young people, and actually all people, but young people complete physical activity before they're learning, an hour before they're learning, they are more equipped to reach their potential in that lesson. Their brain is going to be functioning better. Not doing PE on a Friday afternoon, last thing, when mostly it gets shoved. And it's, like I said, it's not just a PE lesson. It can be short, sharp bursts of physical activity directly before learning. Physical activity in the classroom can facilitate academic learning, and evidence suggests that it supports maths and reading. Now, they're the subjects we're all going for. Their language and their maths and the science. They're kind of seen as the top ones in schools. So we've got this huge tool that can support their well-being and their learning potential, and we're not using it as well as we could. Like I said, I'm sure a lot of people on here are, but I feel generally the education systems as a whole are missing out on a huge amount. So if we go to the next slide, please. Now, brain breaks they're called active breaks, active blasts, wake and shake up activities, something where you take a break from the learning for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, and you get the children up and moving out of their seats. I'm not talking about going and doing a sport outside or getting changed or something like that. I'm talking about a break that, and as adults, we need it as well. Oh, I just need to walk around for 5 minutes. That's what children need too. So when physical activity is used as a break from learning time, they are much better to be on task. They've got better attendance, and again, their academic performance goes up. Various studies show us, including this one, another one from the US, that if we take 5 minutes out of a 60-minute lesson to be up and active, the 55 minutes we're left with is actually more productive than the 60 minutes we had in the first place. And being a teacher myself, I know we have tons and tons and tons of things that we need to fit in. And sometimes we think we don't have time. But I'm learning and have learned that we need to prioritize this time and find out how to make the time we have more effective. Single bouts of physical activity have independent merit, offering immediate benefits that can enhance the learning experience. Wow, I think that's amazing. And a huge tool that we're not using. So if we go to the next slide, please. This is what I do. So I am a PE teacher. I've been a PE teacher for a very long time. I was a dance teacher. I was a fitness instructor. I've always jumped about, basically. I can't sit still. And I love learning, not just physical learning, all the other subjects as well. And I definitely find that when I'm active, I'm happier, I'm healthier, my mind feels better, I'm better prepared, but also I am able to do my learning tasks with greater efficiency after I've done physical activity. So with 5-A-Day Fitness, we are an in-classroom physical activity resource for primary schools. And I've used them with all different ages of primary age groups, some slightly older as well, some slightly younger. And we're aiming to help you guys increase daily physical activity in the classroom without creating extra additional work for teachers, without taking away from lessons, just enhancing the time that you have with the children. Now we've designed a variety of themed 5-minute exercise routines and 2-minute chill out routines that can be projected onto the classroom whiteboard, and the children can simply stand up in a reasonable sized classrooms, push their chairs under, or move to the carpet at the front of the classroom. But you don't have to change the learning environment. It can be done in the classroom. Just get up and go, press play. I will come on to what it says at the bottom there, that many of our routines also include cross-curricular learning. But if we just go to the next slide, this is what our website looks like. So we have various different channels. We've got the fitness channel, a Time to Chill channel, a French channel, a Spanish channel, and a Welsh channel, along with a pentathlon, which I'll come to in a second. But we, rather than saying to the children, we're going to... Did I just get muted? It said the host muted me. I'm back. Rather than saying to the children, right, we're going to do a bit of exercise now, which we are, which lots of children respond to, but also you get children that think, oh, I don't want to exercise. They have barriers to exercise. Maybe it's something that's in their family life. Maybe it's not promoted at home. Maybe it's to do with their physical identity and how they view themselves or their level of fitness. So we kind of say, let's be robots, let's be pirates, let's be spaceman, let's groove, let's jive. I've not yet met a child that's turned me down when I said, do you want to stand up and play pirates for 5 minutes? They say yes. So we've got various different themes. As you can see on there, we've got our Time to Chill channel and our French channel and the Spanish channel, which I will come to in a second. Now, I have a video to play for you. Unfortunately, sorry. Nope, I thought someone was asking me a question. I have a video to play for you. The visuals work on here. Unfortunately, the sound isn't great. So I'll just quickly explain that we write all our music to accompany the resources, and that's written with school appropriateness in mind. So there's no licensing issues. It's not pop songs that have had the words taken off because they're all about generally rock and roll and things that aren't necessarily appropriate in schools. So we do that, and our music is written by some of the top music artists in the UK working within sort of technology, West End performers, various things like that, that are also passionate about education. And then we have very clear instructional voiceovers in time with the music over the top of these tracks that promote musicality and any evidence from scientific research. And just somebody just put in the chat. I can find that when I finish this presentation, I shall put some links, if I can bring them up in the chat, for some of the scientific research that I have found and quoted in here. I can do that, totally. So yes, sorry, where was I? So we've got the musicality going on as well, and these routines are reusable, and you can use them as many times as you want. Some are harder, some are easier. They're differentiated with a star rating, which applies to the difficulty of choreography and the speed at which we're doing it. Now, the choreography, again, is all done with school appropriateness in mind. So educationally sound moves. There's no bumping and grinding, let's say, which there are in some other sort of children's resources, which are fine, but not necessarily to be used in an educational setting. Okay, so I have for you to show you our groove routine, which I think is quite fun. Just apologies if you can't hear the sound very well. I believe you'll be able to hear the voiceover, but not necessarily the music. You will be sent this link and you will be able to play it for yourselves and see how fun it is, hopefully, and hopefully you do that afterwards.
Hello everybody, welcome to 5 a day. Are you ready to groove? Here we go. Step tap side to side and click your fingers. Slide right, clap and march. Slide left, clap and march. Rainbow arms to right and left. Faster, right, left, right, left. Star fingers moving up. Star fingers coming down. Step tap side to side and click your fingers. Slide right, clap and march. Slide left, clap and march. Rainbow arms right and left. Faster, right, left, left. Star fingers moving up. Star fingers coming down. Here we go. Jump right, shake your hips. Jump left, shake your hips. Locomotion side to side. Do the funky chicken.
Okay, if we can press pause there. And go to the next slide, but I'll just talk about what we've seen. So all our routines are 5 minutes long, and as our name suggests, but if every school did that first thing in the morning, not only is it preparing the children for learning, or something similar, not only is it preparing the children for learning, but we're also increasing the physical activity each day and throughout the whole school day. Now, as I said, the government in the UK recommends 30 minutes activity in school, 60 minutes overall, but they also recommend 2 hours PE lessons a week, which has to be a structured activity. If every class did that first thing in the morning, that's 25 minutes extra activity a week. That's starting to add up. If you did it after lunch break, that's 50 minutes. We're starting to get somewhere without, like I said, negative impacting the rest of the curriculum. We're positively impacting it, and I don't think anybody would really be able to say, hang on, you can't do that, that's taking time away from something else. It's a very small amount of time for big gains, and like I said, there are tons of studies on this. There was one study done, well, lots of studies, but one particular study done in America, in Texas, and it was done from young children to slightly older children, so second-year children as well. And after a year of doing it, the children, before their important exams, the young adult children, they went off and had a swim or went to the gym directly before going into the exam hall, because they realized how much of a difference it made. And I think that's quite huge. Rather than just getting out your book and cramming, they've gone and done a workout, because even the children recognize that this is having an effect on what they do. So with that saying, it's not just me talking about it. I would like to introduce my colleague and good friend, Nathan from Active Kids. Well, I'll let you introduce yourself, Nathan.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, so I'm from Active Kids, and we've been in the education sector over the last few years. I have come into becoming quite good friends with Carly, and we've worked together. So I'm not a PE specialist. I'm not a PE teacher. However, I do promote fitness and well-being within schools. So initially, we started off our program with running 4 exercises followed by an inspirational assembly. But there was always something missing, and getting the children engaged in the second part or the second element of the event that we provide. So after a lot of back and forth and basically racking my brains, basically what we've sort of done is we used 5 a day as a sort of prototype within our own events, just to try and get some of the children more engaged. So they had the 4 standard exercises, and then we followed this up with the fitness routines and the time to chill channels as well. So we sort of added them 2 sections in, and we noticed a massive difference in the results. So when we have one of our athletes go into the school and complete the fitness circuit, we also have a presentation which they go through the importance of healthy eating, the importance of fitness, the importance of well-being, and following adding 5 a day to the events, we found that the children have been more engaged, they've been more focused, they've been more receptive of that information and learning. Found out that they're more inquisitive as well. They've been asking more questions. They've been asking more about the career of the athletes. So Carly sort of threw me deep end today and asked me if I can jump in and express my experience. So from me, I've found that the teachers have loved that there's barely any setup. It can be done in any classroom, in a small space, in a large hall together. It's convenient. So I found that in my events as well. Is we have to use the space that we're given, and sometimes we don't even have the space of the school hall. So this sort of activity is ideal. It gets children of different ages engaged on different levels of activity, and to be fair, they all enjoy it, they love it, having fun, and then that's how they become more engaged, they become more intrigued into doing different exercises. They were asking questions. So yeah, we found 5 a day to be an absolute credit to what we're doing, but it's an absolute bonus to see the children really benefiting from small bursts of exercise, and then you can see the actual you can see the change, and you can see the progression within the children of how different they are from just having PE or just having a run around outside. If they're engaged in something that's fun and that's motivating, then you see the difference in their concentration in the afternoon. So that's what we found with our events, and that's sort of why I've been asked to come in and show a different sort of experience from using 5 a day. But going back to where I started, is I'm not a PE specialist. I do not specialize in sport. So to have something, a program in place, it's convenient, it's easy, it can be accessed in any classroom. It's made a massive difference to my events. The schools that I've worked with, the teachers have noticed such a massive difference in their pupils, and it's, to be fair, I couldn't really credit it enough for what it's achieved within my own experience and within the schools that I've worked in. And I will stop there because I will ramble and ramble, because I'm never usually prepared for presentations. But thank you very much. And yeah, any questions, Carly is there to answer anything that you need to know.
Thank you. If we could have the next slide. Thank you very much, Nathan. I'm a little bit humbled. So some of the benefits of our program, and like I said, other programs or other ways of getting children physically active. So for ours specifically, it's 5-minute fun fitness breaks, increases whole school activity levels. We've got relaxation, which I'll come on to in a minute. We've got cross curricular, which I'll talk about. I think one of the biggest things being a teacher is that there's no teacher training or preparation required. I promise, because as teachers, we've got so much to do already. It's not that we don't want to do it, there just isn't enough hours in the day. There's no need to change into physical education PE kit. You can use it in the classroom. It's ideal for key stage 1 and 2, which for those of you that aren't in the UK, that's roughly about K through 6 if you use the North American system, and it's sort of 4 to 11 years for, well, as if we look at age groups. Aiding preparation, aiding concentration, prepares children for learning, musicality, all those things I've mentioned. If I could have the next slide, please. So Time to Chill is our relaxation channel on our website. Now, not only is physical activity great for boosting learning, but also health and well-being as well. And we created these 2-minute, as the title would suggest, 2-minute relaxation routines, which are a similar setup to our 5-a-day fitness routines, but they concentration on mindfulness, relaxation, imagination, calming, and they're ideal for just bringing the children back down, maybe after they've had an exciting recess or break time outside, or you need to sort of focus them before an assembly or just a particularly hard lesson. And when we created these resources, I thought, oh, they're going to be really popular with the teachers, just calm the children down. And actually, quite a lot of the time when I ask the children what routine they want to do, sometimes more than I thought they would, they choose a time to chill routine. And I think sometimes they're bombarded with so much, let's do this, let's do that, let's fit it, not just physical activity, but all subjects. Let's learn this, let's do this activity, that they just need 2 minutes out to focus their minds, take a deep breath and calm themselves for what's coming next. And we try and do that with a focus on the mind and the focus on the body with our Time to Chill ones. So Hannah, if you could bring up the next slide for me, and if we could press play on this one, this is our Time to Chill balance routine.
Hello everybody, welcome to Time to Chill. Take a deep breath in and out. Clasp your hands above your head, stretch up tall and lean to the right. Come back to the centre, stretch up tall and lean to the left. Stand on your right foot, place your left foot on top of your right foot, arms out to the side and balance. Stand on your left foot, place your right foot on top of your left foot, arms out to the side and balance. Stand on your right leg, lean forward, arms out to the side. Lift your leg up behind you, aeroplane balance. Imagine you're flying high in the sky. Star balance on your left leg and hold. Star balance on your right leg and hold.
Okay, we can stop it there. We won't go right to the end.
Stand on.
It's playing again. Now, just I'll carry on talking about Time to Chill. So, the guy in that video, he is actually a performer in the English National Ballet. That's why he looks so good doing all those balances. But we've found that with the videos, if we try and aim for what we expect the children to do, like the top level of those balances and things like that, rather than dumbing them down, you will get there faster than doing sort of a very dumbed down version of a balance. And we've also found that children tend to adapt it for themselves, which is absolutely wonderful. Just a quick bit on adaptation for children with various different needs. Now, our resources are used in various different schools. We're in about 15 different countries, but we're from the UK, so our majority of schools are in the UK. And I have visited some special educational needs schools within the UK. I visited a school for children that are visually impaired, and I thought, this is very much a visual resource. How are they going to be able to do that? But because of the instructions, they did, and I was absolutely amazed. There's an instruction in one of the videos that says hand roll. We ideally meant this. Some children were doing this. It doesn't matter. It's absolutely fine. They're moving and they're having fun. And that is our aim. I don't really mind what they do. Some children have got their right leg when they should have their left arm. That's fine. They're learning, they're getting there, they're being physically active. We've got some children that adapt it for themselves. We're in a profound and multiple difficulties, learning difficulties school in Scotland. And some of the children cannot do the physical activity as it was designed, whether that's for a physical issue or something else. But I've visited that school, and some of the children hear the music and they skip around the room and they have fun and they're being physically active, and that is absolutely fine with me, and it made me smile with joy. So I just thought I'd touch on the fact that we've been in quite a few schools with children with different needs, and I just found it heartwarming to see that they can access it. Someone said that they tried to fall down for balance like this. Me too. But the more we practice, the better we get, and the children do that as well. So we also have cross-curricular learning in our programs, language learning. I have a bit of a passion for languages myself. We are an English speaking resource based in the UK. So it's done sort of through the English language, but we've translated our voiceovers on our routines to French, Spanish and Welsh so far. So it's the same routines that the children know and love, but now the voiceover is in the target language. And the sides we have subtitles of some of the key words that can come up, and you can adjust those functions on that. But I find that it's not going to make them linguists, but why can't we do our physical activity in another language? Why can't we count down for our stretches in PE in a different language? The more we expose children to these opportunities, the more they're going to think, oh, hang on a minute, I might be able to do that. Welsh is a bit of a funny one. I'm guessing there aren't many schools outside of Wales that teach Welsh, but that doesn't mean we can't teach the children about it. Here in the UK, they might be learning at different parts of how the UK is set up, and they could be doing that, I don't know, in Newcastle, which is really far from Wales, and they're looking at sort of England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, so they could have their brain break in Welsh. It makes no difference to the physical activity outcome. But we're just exposing them to those extra things. If you teach other languages in your schools, if you're a French or Spanish school, hopefully you can engage with those, and that'll be great. I'm not going to play you one of those. If you can go to the next slide, please, Hannah. I will just show you one of those, a screenshot from one of those videos. So that is from our French, one of our French routines. We love Spanish brain breaks. Me too. Says somebody in the chat. So you can see how the keywords have come up at the side. It's not the translations for all of the voiceover, because then the screen would be filled with too many words and the children wouldn't necessarily be able to identify which word goes with which accent. But I find these really fun to do, and I like to test the children at the end. One new word they've learned. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I find that it sometimes bumps up the age group of our resources as well. If you're doing them as an active starter in your language lesson, say you're teaching a French lesson or a Spanish lesson, or even if you're teaching an English lesson, you could have your starter in the target language. That's another 10 minutes a week if you had two language lessons. So we're bumping that physical activity up all the time. All we're trying to do is complement the learning that happens in the classroom by using physical activity in ways that are easy for teachers and that we can fit in the curriculum to maximise the learning potential across the whole curriculum for our pupils. I think as teachers, that's all that we're trying to do. Whatever subject or resource or whatever we're trying to do, we do it because we're trying to get those kids to reach their potential and maximise their learning. I've not yet met a teacher that isn't in it for that, however they do it, through whichever subject. So if we can all work together, then we're going to get there quicker. Okay, if we can just go to the last slide, I believe. This is the last slide from me. So I'm Carly from 5 Day Fitness, and like you've learned, we are the fun fitness resource for primary schools to help you increase daily physical activity in your classroom. We've got 5-minute exercise routines, 2-minute chill out routines, language routines. We also have a 5-day pentathlon, which is 5 1-minute events that can be done within one lesson to test sort of fitness and multi-skills. That's a separate thing that we do that is included on our website, but isn't directly linked to physical activity in the classroom and brain breaks. So I'm not going to talk about that and go off on a tangent. There's a link to our website, which I will put in the chat, and that's www.5-a-day.tv, and you can have a 14-day free trial on our website to try out all resources. You can try it out with all the classes in the school because you can forward your free trial to other members of staff. There is absolutely no catch on that free trial, I promise. If you use it, that's great. If you don't, that's okay as well. I'll be a bit sad, but when it stops, it stops. You don't have to cancel it yourself. We're not going to take any money from you or anything like that. We are also doing it's love it or hate it, it's Black Friday tomorrow, so we're doing a Black Friday sale with 20% off, linked to Black Friday, and I would do it with the Global Schools Alliance as well. So if anybody signs up before the weekend for a free trial, registers for a free trial, and you come through that Global School Alliance, we will figure out who you are and we will offer you that 20% off. we have a standard price for the UK, and then we like to adjust accordingly to, I know we've got a lot of countries on here, to a similar level of price for various different countries. We will look at and work together with you to find hopefully something that is appropriate for you. We do discounts for small schools over under 100 pupils, but basically we're there to help you get children more active to increase their facility, their brain facility and their learning power. Thank you very much, Joanna. She said we love this. And that's about all from me, I think, unless we open up to questions. Oh, also there's my email on the bottom there. Please, please, please feel free to drop me an email directly. I have absolutely no problem with that at all, and we'll help you out with whatever you need, even if it's just teacher or learning related. I will, when as the session's going on, I'll put the links in the chat, and I believe you'll also be sent them after this presentation as well. Is that right, John?
Correct, yes.
Yes, but I'll put some links to some of the research papers if I can find them again, which I will be able to. So I'll do that, no problem. Thank you, everybody.
That was brilliant, Carly. Thank you so much. So impressive. And we love the connection as well to languages. We love the connections as well to some really innovative teaching and learning, how it does help young people learn. Now we've got you. Are there any questions? Would people like to come off camera and ask Carly anything or put anything in the chat about 5-a-day fitness?
I'll just say for anybody that's in the UK, anybody that isn't might not know what I'm talking about, but if your school is lucky enough in the UK to receive the primary PE and school premium funding, you can use that to completely purchase a subscription with us, because it meets the key indicator of the government's key indicator and recommendation of increasing physical activity throughout the whole school. It ticks other ones as well, but that's the main one that we tick. So if you're lucky enough to receive that, you can use a small proportion of that to fund a subscription with us.
Brilliant. Well, thank you, Carly. And everybody will receive the presentation. We'll receive Carly's links. This is really a really wonderful program. I'm a huge fan because I think, again, it sets up young people to have that maximum teaching and learning time. So really fantastic. And thank you, Nathan. Active Kids is also a very important part of this commitment. Okay, so a big thank you to 5-a-day Fitness. We thought we'd close today actually with a video from a great primary school who can't join us today, Carly, but they would be very interested because they're also very committed to sport in its widest sense as well, which is fantastic. So it's a big thank you to the wonderful Edenderry Primary School in Northern Ireland that have sent us an overview of what they do for their own physical activity and for sport. So thank you, Hannah.
And then Edenderry Primary School, Northern Ireland, we your favourite friend.
That's good, Melina.
We are playground friends.
Our job is to make sure everyone's happy. We move around the playground to make sure everyone is happy.
Sometimes people get hurt and we are here to help them out. Sometimes people get lonely and we are here to help them find new games.
Playground friends help to sort out other people's problems. Respect. Cooperation.
Kindness.
Responsibility.
Wow. Fantastic. And I think it complements your work really well, Carly, in terms of that passion for helping young people create those positive mindsets. And that's what I think is really wonderful about 5-a-day fitness, because it does have that whole school approach to teaching and learning, which is really fantastic. I think you're on mute, Carly.
I said absolutely.
Very good, very good. Well, it's and over to you for any closing. You're getting wonderful comments in the chat, Carly. Thanks to you. Thanks to everyone at 5-a-day fitness. So over to you. Is anything you'd like to close with?
No, just to say thank you very much. I'm just looking up the links to some of the oh, someone's just signed up for a free trial. Thank you very much. You'll find the music quality will be different, and please let me know, or if your school's on social media as well, send us some videos that, if you're allowed to, that of the children doing it, because we absolutely love to see them. I got 3 this morning from various different schools on Twitter, and we watch them every day, and it just makes me smile. So thank you all very much. I am just trying to re-find and open those links, and then I will try and put them all together in the chat rather than sort of sporadically, and they get lost in between other comments. But thank you very much. Thank you all for attending. There's lots of you on here. I've been very nervous about this, so thank you very much. It's always weird on a Zoom when you're sort of by yourself. I'm still not used to it yet. I know we all had to get used to it during COVID, but I'm still not used to it. So yes, thank you very much. It's been nice talking to you all. I hope you found not just stuff about my company and what I do, but helpful information that will affect the children that we work with, because like I said, that's the most important thing. Not me, not you, them. So yeah, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thanks, Carleen. Yeah, and everyone agrees it's very much about the impact on young people, giving them those lifelong skills for active and healthy lifestyle. So more power to you and everyone at 5-a-day fitness. We'll stay in touch. The presentations, everyone, will be on the Global School Alliance website. We'll stay in touch with Carly and her colleagues, because we're very much looking forward to that long-term partnership. And thank you for your time today. It's been a real pleasure learning more about this wonderful resource.
Thank you. John, are we? Is that closing now? Because I've just got some of the links.
We'll give it a couple more minutes. We'll because I know you're waiting for the links there, everyone. The chat has been fantastic. If anybody would like to put their cameras on and tell us about their experiences in their classrooms. Thank you so much from Eleni. Hello, Eleni. Hello, Khalil. Wonderful to see so many of our ambassadors joining as well.
Thank you, Jen.
Hello, Dan.
Hello, how are you?
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Is there anything you'd like to ask Carly, or tell us about your own classroom physical activity work?
Not at the moment. I think it was well covered.
Fantastic. Well, it's great to see you, Dan. Thanks for coming. And we have Lisa. Hello, Lisa.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. I just wanted to echo what Carly was saying about the need for little breaks. I find that if I give children just a little tiny break, even I call it a fidget break sometimes, and I just get them to, you know, clap in the air, clap under their seat, stand up, turn round. I mean, I teach them Spanish, so we do it in Spanish, but it's so much easier for them to concentrate if they have had that time. And it also cuts down on the amount of fidgeting we have in the lesson, where they just need to get rid of a little bit of energy. And I also find teaching languages is great because I get to do those little things. You know, we have those, okay, talk to your partner, so they've got a bit of a break to have a bit of a fidget. But I think just having those little breaks, even you don't need a bit, you know, just want to echo everything she said. You know, you don't need lots of space, even as simple as stand up, sit down, right arm, left arm. And it's really good for their coordination as well. You know, if you never challenge them to stand on one leg, they're never going to learn how to do it. So I like that when you said it, you know, it's aspirational. He's a ballet dancer, but if they practice, they can. You know, I've just ripped my calf, and you don't understand quite how difficult it is to stand on one leg until you have to practice doing it again. And I'd forgotten how difficult it is to hop when you lose all the power in one leg. But if we're not getting our kids to do this, you know, they're not going to learn, and they're going to end up sedentary and incapable of doing things. So yeah, I'm all for it.
It was interesting that you mentioned what I said about that particular guy from the English National Ballet. Yeah. He's now a wonderful friend of mine, and he's danced since he was a young boy. He lived in a underprivileged area in suburbia of London, in Brixton, if you know it. At the time, I mean, he's been doing it a long time. This was sort of 30 years ago. And he was spotted by the Chance to Dance programme, which was a programme run by the Royal Ballet School. And they went into schools and did physical activity and dance lessons with children. And through those lessons, identified some children that they thought had potential. And potentially children that would never, whether that was cultural, social, economical, whatever, have the chance to necessarily access ballet, because that's quite a specific dance form, and it's quite a, well, it's less, but quite, it used to be a privileged dance form. And he was spotted on the Chance to Dance programme just in a PE lesson, just because a PE teacher invited them in to do stuff at lunchtime and to do one session with them. He got selected, went through, did various other selections, and actually got a scholarship and went to the English National Ballet school, boarding school, studied with them till he was school leaving age, and then joined the English National Ballet and worked with them till ballet, well, I say retirement, he's still young, but till ballet dancer retirement. His name actually is Chevelle Dynot, Heshevelle Dynott. I'll type that in a second. Look him up. He's doing great stuff at the moment. He's been out in the Seychelles, encouraged kids to move, encouraged kids to dance. He talks about his experiences of getting into ballet and it not being a usual route for a little kid from Brixton. So he's just another wonderful person to look up about moving. Nothing to do with what I was talking about. He's just a great inspirational person to get children to do stuff outside the box.
Yeah. And it also brings up the point that children all have their own individual talents, and it might be that a child is particularly gifted at something like this, and this is their moment to shine. So that's just what you said there, just put that in my brain as well. And if we don't give them the opportunity, and we're just emphasizing the whole time, you must be academic, you're not giving them that opportunity to be found by, you know, somebody that happened to be watching, or, you know, those happenstances that happen.
And that's why saying you teach languages. That's why one of the reasons why we did it in other languages for the cross-curricular aspect, because why not?
Exactly.
It makes no difference to the physical activity outcome. We're just exposing them to extra things. Like I said, my resources aren't going to make somebody a Spanish or a French or a Welsh linguist, but it might spark something in a child and they go, oh, or it might make them feel included. Who knows? But if it affects their learning, then let's do it in a positive way.
Completely agree with you there.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, Carly. And Carly's put the links in for the Spark book that was mentioned, and also Chevelle Dynat, a good friend there, another inspirational person. But yeah, thank you so much. That was really, really inspiring. And I absolutely agree with you, Lisa, in terms of the inclusiveness of this work as well, which is so very important as well. So just to say a big thank you, Carly. We will stay in touch. We will share the PowerPoint. We will share the links. Thank you for joining us, everyone on the call. If you do have any follow-up queries, we'll be delighted to send them on to Carly and our colleagues as well. But just to say a big thank you. You are the most important people in the world. Global School Alliance is very proud and honoured to work with amazing educators. Our next webinar is on the 14th of December. Delighted to see you all then. And again, thank you. It's been really, really inspiring. Good luck to 5-a-day fitness. We need more of it. And it's truly inspiring work. So thank you, Carly. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Carly, is there anything, sorry, do you want to say anything in response there?
No, just thank you very much. Thank you for all being here and listening.
Brilliant. And more power to you. That was really, really impressive.
Thank you.
Okay, so thanks, everyone. Take care. We'll see you again. Thanks from 5-a-day Fitness.
Bye. Thank you.
Cheers, everyone.
Yes.
Cheers, Khaled. Good to see you. Thanks, Roxana.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Priya. Khalil, hello, Khalil. Good to see you, Sharon. Wonderful to have so many of our ambassadors with us as well. Hello, Petronella. Good to see you. Hello, Uma.
Elijah.
Good to see you. Hello, Elijah. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, John.
Hello, John. How are you?
Wonderful. Hello, Adele. Ahmed. Gosh, yes, it's wonderful to have such a great turnout from our Global School Alliance community. Really, really powerful. Hello, Irena. Hello, Mala. Hello, Anka. Do stay in touch, everyone. Nirana, good to see you. So it's a big thank you from Hannah and I, and we shall see you very soon. Okay. Take care, everyone.